Hey everybody, Ryan here at Etrailer. Today on our 2022 Chevy Silverado 3500, we're going to be showing you how to install the TorkLift frame-mounted camper tie-downs for the front. But before we get into that, let's just take a minute, check these out, and make sure they're going to work for you. Right off the bat, what these are going to do is give us a spot to secure our in-bed camper. I want to mention, you're going to want all four corners of that camper to be covered. So, like I said, these are for the front, so you'll get the one for this side, the one on the other side. You can also pick up the rears for each side. But with that said, you're also going to need some turnbuckles as well. I like the fastgun ones that TorkLift makes, and those are going to connect to this, which in turn will connect to your in-bed camper and keep everything tied down. I do want to mention there are several of these that are designed to work with kind of different types of trucks, if you will. So be sure to use the drop-down menu on our fit guide to punch in what you have. A short bed, you have a step here, and so on. It'll kind of prompt you to fill that information in. That way you make sure you get the right parts the first time. But I do want to give you a couple measurements here. That way, you can make sure things are going to work with your in-bed camper. And so I'm going to measure from the face here, and we'll just go to the step. And that's going to be right at about 2.5 inches. And for whatever reason, if yours comes out further than that or anything, these are adjustable. You can pull them out further. Here's a pin you can pull out. And another adjustment point there. And so now that draws it out quite a bit further. We'll measure from the face again to our step, and with it like this, that's going to set it right at about 6.5 inches. If you're not planning on using your in-bed camper for a while, maybe it's the off season or something like that, you don't have to keep these on per se. So you can pull the removable arm out like that. You can store this or whatever, and with this off, the main body of this sits tight up underneath the truck, and you can hardly even know it's there. As far as the quality of these go, they're pretty good, at least in my opinion. Everything's well built. It feels good in your hand. Good thick steel, which I feel like is important because those in-bed campers are pretty heavy and they catch a lot of wind, and so you're going to want something you can rely on, and I think that's the case with these. Even the hardware and all the extra stuff that they give you, feels good. Feel good about using it. With these being frame mounted, you really don't have to question if they're going to keep everything secure. And because of that as well, it makes the installation pretty easy. No drilling or nothing really too crazy. I feel like the average person should be able to do this. But if you'd like to see how it's done, feel free to hang around. We'll go ahead and put them on together now. To begin our installation, we're going to be here on the side of our truck, and we're going to be working right here in this area. So essentially where our bed kind of meets the cab corner, and we need to remove a factory bolt located just inside here. And so we'll take an 18mm socket and pull it out. And you want to hold on to it because we are going to be reinstalling it. Now we can get some of the hardware in place. So we'll have this opening here in our frame. And what you're going to do is take the 2-inch bolt, put on a star washer, and then this spacer block. You can then take the pull wire, thread that onto the bolt, and then feed this in. Just pull it back through. We're gonna have this big spacer plate here. We'll feed that over the pull wire as well. Now we're able to grab our bracket, and these are side specific, so check the instructions, make sure you got the right one. But you're going to take your pull wire there and feed it through this hole in the bracket. And then this up top, that's going to line up where our factory bolt was. So we're going to get this in place here. And then take our factory bolt and get it started. With this up there now, you want to remove the pull wire. Careful not to destroy it either, because they're going to use it on the other side and for other hardware. But you can take a flat washer, and I'm keeping some side pressure on this bolt because you don't want this to fall in the frame. Because it'd be kind of a pain to get out. So keep side pressure on it. You're going to put on a flat washer, followed by a split lock washer, and then a hex nut. There's going to be another attachment point right here, and you can take your fish wire, feed that through, and it'll just drop out right on the other side. And you can take this bolt and a star washer, thread that on, and we'll feed it through. So get it to come out. And that pull wire off there. Take a flat washer, split lock washer, and a hex nut. At this point, we can snug all of our hardware down. So 18mm up top here. And then we'll switch that out for an 11/16 and snug up these. With the hardware snug, now we need to make sure and come back with a torque wrench and tighten it down to the amount specified in our instructions. What's left to do now is just take the arms here, as you can call them, just slide those in, take your pin, and pop them in. And once we have this side done, you're simply just going to repeat that same exact process over on the other side to get it set up as well. And that'll finish up our look at and our installation of the TorkLift front frame-mounted camper tie-downs on our 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 3500.